I fucked up. I fucked up. I fucked up. Sup, chat? I fucked up. I set the stream as unlisted. No. So no one got the notification that I've gone live. I'm like, what? Why is no one in the pre-stream? Like, why is it so empty? It's because I didn't set it to public. God, I'm dumb. I should have ended the stream and restarted it, but then it would have kicked all you guys out. It's whatever. It's whatever. It's whatever. I'll make a post about it. I'll just make a post about it. Just go to youtube.com/ I guess I'll go F myself. Yeah, still putting on recommendations, but it didn't notify people. That's the problem. So like no one got the notification. There we go. Hey, I went live, forgot to notify people. No, the same location. You just got the notice. Cool. Okay. Well, good thing it actually notified people. Because it doesn't always do that. Anyway, hello! How's it going? I'm tired. Oh man, I've been busting my ass at work, and it's been awesome. I can't really share too much what we've been doing. I mean, I can share what I've been doing, but not necessarily why. I've been cutting welding. I haven't been doing the welding, but I've been adjacent to the welding. You know, drilling and just working with steel beams for the past 2 weeks. I hate steel now. I never want to work with square steel tubing ever again. Like, if you told me that all of a sudden square steel tubing was banned from any sort of project in the commercial space, I'd be like, huzzah! We're using extrusions exclusively. God, man, it's good. It's good that even though it's hard, it's good that you're enjoying it. Yes. Oh man, Coda, I'm so salty as well. Like, okay, to tie it into what we were just talking about, I can't use extrusions as much as I used to, especially at work, because extrusions are expensive now. It's bullshit. Extrusions are, oh, sorry, microphone. Extrusions are the best. So easy to work with, and yet so simple, and yet now it's just like, all right, buddy, go nah. This, oh shit, this fucked up. Fucked up my mic mount. 1 second. Sennheiser, why you make your mic so beefy? Can we chill? Can we put these microphones on a diet maybe? Oh my god, this is bad. So I use a very elegant solution of 2 Velcro zip ties to pivot my microphones into the right position for when I'm not live streaming. Because when I'm live streaming, I use the lav mic. But for when I'm not live streaming, I use my SM7B. There we go. So I use an elaborate system of 2 Velcro ties, one in the back to hold the zip tie, and another one to just kind of pivot it back so it's actually facing me. Well, if I can't tighten this any further, so I can't just set its position. It's just all loosey-goosey. Anyway. Dude, yeah, that's... yeah, maybe Printed Solid should get into the extrusion business. I would love that. Just got my invoice from FedEx. Dude, that's so bullshit. It's such bullshit. I got into a fight with somebody on Twitter. On Reddit. And I'm just sitting here like, Bruh, what? Okay, here was the argument. This was the argument. My comment to somebody's post complaining about everything was, hey, if you're worried about tariffs, try purchasing from Printed Solid. And someone was like, only if you reduce your prices. And I responded professionally saying, we don't set our prices, Prusa sets our prices to remain fair in our market value. And then he complained further, and like, I don't know what you're talking about. The Core 1 from Prusa is 1,200 assembled before tariffs and shipping. The Core 1 from Printed Solid is 1,400 with tariffs already like accounted for and free shipping. And then they went on to complain about how like that doesn't account for state tax. I didn't respond to that, but I wanted to be like, okay, is that my problem? Like, I can't account for every state's taxes. Like, you're trying to insinuate a level of like management that like nobody can really attain, especially not a company that has like less than 25 people. Like, we're not gonna have one person staying up to date on every single state tax code to make like what? No. Like, just understand your state taxes and understand you're gonna have to pay tax on top of that. Anyway, sorry. You all know that I'm salty about current affairs. Welcome, RJ, Coda, Zany, Robo. Who else? AZ3DP, Medic Vince. Welcome. How's it going? Oh, man. HQ1412, Tin Talon. Hello. Always good to see you. Lovely faces. I don't really have anything planned. Let's talk about plans, actually. Let's talk about plans. Don't you like talking about plans? All right, so I'm heading to Rocky Mountain Rep Festival. Just another 3D printing guy. What's up? So I'm heading to Rocky Mountain Rep on my birthday weekend. So we're gonna have a lot of fun. I'm really excited for it. I don't really know what we're doing outside of Rocky Mountain, but yeah, it's essentially my birthday weekend. It's also the birthday weekend of like 3 other of my friends. We're gonna have some form of party in some way, shape, or form, because it's gonna be my 28th. So I'm looking forward to that. But I'm gonna say it here. I'm gonna make it public. I will not be bringing my positron. So normally, I travel with my positron to every show I go to. I want to pack light this time. And as much as I would love to bring my posi, and how easy it is to bring my posi, I kind of just don't want to bring a printer. I don't want to be... If I bring my printer, I feel obligated to stay behind the positron booth. I don't really want to do that. I want to actually walk around. Because if I bring my positron, I feel obligated to babysit it and take care of it. I don't want to do that. I want to walk around and enjoy the event. So the team is bringing... Yeah, it sounds like I need a backpack positron. Well, don't worry, Mitch has got us covered with that. Yeah. Hey, Cloudhammer, welcome. So I'm not going to be bringing my personal one, but I will be using that space to bring one that needs repair and tuning. I could repair it myself, but I want to get it tuned by Joe, who on the team, he's the one that essentially makes all the 3D printers go burr. So I want to give it to him so that he can tune it. So I'm going to be bringing that one with me, but it won't be, it will not be printing during the show. But we're going to have so many positrons at the show. There's going to be so many. So like, we don't have to worry about whether or not there's going to be adequate representation. There's going to be plenty of it. So yeah, I'm going to focus on having a good time that weekend. Uh-oh. You good? You good? You don't look good, but you good? We'll look at that later. Yeah, okay. Just abuse your baby. No. Positron, is that something new? Wait, Ryan. I hope you're joking. Sarcasm doesn't come through text. Looks behind camera. There are 2 printers not going. I'm a bit surprised. Yeah, so I've been doing stencils. I've been very selective with the printers that are running. My minis are printing Gridfinity bins right now. Sup, Elisink? Welcome. Nathan, come on. My Black Widow is currently printing a couple Gridfinity bins. Lich is awaiting a PTG print. That's one of the things we're going to figure out what to print on Lich. And then we have to swap out the filament on Draugr and set it back to some matte black. So we got let's do that. Let's take care of those things that we have to take care of. You know, like good builds. Which is faster, Prusa Mini or Posi? I love the Prusa Mini. I love it to death, but the Positron's faster. Positron and X1C going full tilt. That's just the truth of it, man. Just gotta make sure you build it and tune it right, and then it can absolutely destroy that. Then just use that to make more faster, right? I'm printing a BQXZ mod. Let's see how it goes. Ah, good luck, man. I could never forget your name, Antony. Bruh. Hey, chat, how's it going? Yeah, hello. Which printer would be better in a black hole? Prusa. I really want to buy a Positron to bring to first events, but out of my price range right now. Yeah. Yeah, if you are part of a first team, stay tuned. We are working with FRC to possibly, bring Positrons to be available. One second, let me set the lights to white here. So that might be happening. I can't. It's hard to say. Tariffs. Everything goes back to the tariffs, man. It's hard to say whether or not that plan has been kneecapped or not. So it's really hard to say. But we're working on it. We're working on it. We continue to live in interesting times indeed. Besides the missing stickers and a few CNC scratches, it looks good. That's good. Understandable, don't stress about it. Sorry to hear about you got a few CNC scratches on that. If you feel as though the scratches are unacceptable, feel free to reach out to LDO and they'll be I believe they'll be happy to replace it. Just take photos and send it over to LDO support and hopefully they'll be able to help. LDO is pretty good about that. All right, let's get this out of the way. We got some house cleaning to do. We got to put some filament away. We got to load up some filament. I was printing. Actually, I will go grab it. I need to print a new knob. This knob is failing me horribly. Yeah, I need to print a new knob. Which sucks, because this one has a little glow-in-the-dark nub on it. It'd be cool. Mine is a handful of things. The Core 1 kit has been relatively smooth sailing. That's great to hear. It's good to hear. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, Prusa worked hard in the Core 1. We're all very proud of the Core 1, and, we're being part of the Prusa family. It's just like, yay. I've been loving the Core 1s at the office. Those things, they're great. I cannot wait until I replace all these with Core 1s and have a set of them on the top. It's going to look so cool. Big problem when your knob fails. Yeah, it happens as the printer gets older, It starts to get a little loose, a little saggy. Just doesn't click as well as it used to. Especially the printed knobs. I am not making this any better. All right. It's still heating up. Let's put our white away. So let me show you Well, Nomad, why did you have such an interesting selection of colors on top of your enclosure? Well, let me show you. Now that I have a wall, God, it is a great day to have walls of sorts. I've been actually creating decorations for my new room. Those decorations. And this is going to coincide with one of the things that we'll be working on today. And I want to reprint this because this turned out great, but I used Jessie Bold Blue. I should have used Aquamarine. I should have used our Elixir Aquamarine because you'll see why. Look at this. Oh my god, this turned out so good. I can't really get a good light on it, but this is not done with an MMU. This is just done with a single toolhead. And filament changes. So this is just me letting it run, and then at the last 20 minutes, every couple minutes or so, you just do a filament change, and it turned out beautifully. I got printed solid red, or sorry, lipstick red from Filament here. I have a just a generic silk gray, and then I have bold blue here for the earth. And oh my god. It's not ironed. No, it is not ironed. It just turned out that good. It just turned out that good. It is not ironed at all. I absolutely love it. What is that noise? I keep hearing noise coming from Draugr over here. Black Widow, not Draugr. Like, concerning me. Oh, I know what the noise is. Yeah, so this turned out so nice. Which leads me to the next thing that we're going to print. In my new, really awesome maker bedroom. Ooh, what happened here? Bed leveling failed. Well, yeah, try again. Yeah, I also have put up stencils. Let me see if I can pull one of them now. Through one of the holes in the stencil, so I can't take that now. But I printed this yesterday. Put it over my shirt so you can see it. This looks so good. And essentially what I have is I have my Mystic wall. So for D&D and other mystical stuff that I just really like, including foxes. I have my Mystic wall, which... space. So I have Artemis, I have a poster of the moon, and a spaceman just kind of chilling out with a beer. And then, yeah, Zany, I play D&D. Fucking Hexblade Warlock, let's go! I found a great deal on Polydryer recently. Oh, hell yeah. Nice. Oh, when are you opening Etsy shop? Never. And I'm gonna be working on... We're gonna be making, and this is why these two printers are not running right now. We're gonna make a James Webb Telescope mirror. So I've ordered the golden hexagonal mirror tiles. We're gonna make a James Webb Telescope mirror. But here's the problem. The model that I found is for a larger mirror tile. I don't really know exactly how large these tiles are going to be, so we're going to wait until those tiles come in. They should come in tomorrow, so by Thursday's stream, we should have the correct tiles, and we can scale the prints to be what we want to do. But my idea is behind my TV, I want to put up the James Webb Telescope. I already have a ton of mirrors in that room because it used to be a workout room, so like my closet is just a sliding mirror. But I want to do James Webb Telescope, because that's going to be so cool looking. Yo, wait, what? Seriously? Your dad worked on the James Webb Telescope? Dude, sick. Man, I am... They just used the James Webb Telescope to detect a compound in another planet's atmosphere that is indicative of organic life. It is not obviously confirmed, since this planet is over 100 light years away. It is not confirmed whether or not life exists on that planet, but they found a compound, I don't remember the exact compound, that does not exist in stable conditions, and typically is only part of an atmosphere if organic life exists in some way, shape, or form. In our Earth, that is phytoplankton in the sea, typically generated. So it's just a byproduct of like photosynthesis and stuff like that, typically, at least as we know it on our planet. In the natural world, it decays rapidly into other natural elements. So the fact that it exists means that something is creating it in some way, shape, or form, either by a biological or chemical process. So that is currently indicating a possible sign of life on an extraterrestrial planet, but it's not confirmed because it's only confirmed if we go there. So put me on a rocket, I'll go, I'll confirm it, and we'll find out. You know, we gotta be nomads galaxies somehow, right? Yeah, he did some of the cooling design testing for the telescope, but dude, that's so cool. Yo, that is such a flex. That is such a nerd flex. Like, that is right there. That is like you going into, you know, an elementary school back in 2005 and be like, yeah, my uncle works for Nintendo. Like, that is the adult version of, yeah, my uncle works for Nintendo. That is so cool, dude. Like, I still can't get over the fact that Ball, the company that makes jars. Hold on. Let me get something back there. Holy shit. Let me get something to emphasize the ophony of this fact. 1 second. Show you a secret. Okay. Guess what? I live in a basement. Anyway, this is my family's tomato sauce. We make this ourselves. We grow the tomatoes, we crush the tomatoes, we boil it, season it, etc., and we jar ourselves. And we are very proud of this. We are very, very Italian. Anyway, this is in a ball mason jar. The company that makes mason jars created stuff for the James Webb Telescope. Like, straight up. Where's their logo? Yeah. This company. These guys. Ball. They worked on the James Webb Telescope. I use their stuff to make red sauce. Anyway, I think I'll put this back. Back into the darkness. Yo, hey. Thank you for subscribing, Thunderkeys. Do appreciate it. I could have grabbed jars. Of course, I had to go for the go big or go home and grab the biggest jar we had. It's not the biggest jar we have. It's actually the average jar that we have because we have 100 of those. Anyway. Yeah. That's our storage room back there. So that's why it's just kind of on the ready. Also, shoot, I forget. Tech Cheaper, did you send me this? Someone sent me this. This is my Nomad hat. I haven't worn it because I haven't had anything like it matches, and then I realized it matches my Flowbot shirt. Which, yes, this is Flowbots. If you haven't recognized it. No, it wasn't you. Who was it? Oh man, I forgot who gave this to me. Someone just found this hat and gave it to me at a show and was like, "You need to have this," and I'm like, "Yes, I do," because it says Nomad on it. And again, I haven't worn it because I haven't found anything for it to match with. And I finally found something. Like, my red shirts work really well with it. So, yeah. Happy with it. I'm really happy with it. Okay. Forgot that we were doing a filament swap. hope everybody's Monday is going relatively well. Mondays are always a difficult day to have a good day on, I feel like. I feel like that is true to some degree. But you know what? It's always possible to have a good Monday. Monday is typically not a good day because, of course, we all have to go back to work. Unless you don't go back to work. It's payday for me, so that's nice. Hell yeah. Evening, Nomad and everyone. How's it going? Things are going great, friend. Things are going great. Okay. This is a critique I have of my own filament spool. I don't like that there's really only one spot for us to be able to actually put the filament through. Because then it creates this. I don't like that. I might actually print out a filament clip to use that instead. Who knows? Hey, Patty! Welcome! How are you doing? I love Mondays. I'm weird. It's my day that is light on customer calls. I get stuff done. Man, that is the opposite for most customer service positions. Jeez. Tech Jeep over here being all special. How dare you? How dare you? It is. I'm playing with industrial adhesive on my suit of armor. Oh boy. Don't get that on your hands. That sounds like an absolute nightmare. Speaking of a nightmare, what's the difference between stock LDO Posi and Posiberry OS? Just flash Posiberry. Just flash Posiberry. There is a lot of bugs with LDO's image. Mind you, this was like their first attempt at making a portable Clipper image that's kind of designed to be portable. So the Wi-Fi doesn't work that well because everything is not connecting. It is like refreshing itself and it's crashing constantly. The OS isn't crashing, but the Wi-Fi driver is, while it's attempting to find a network or attempting to create a hotspot. So weird buggy problems, but we fixed that in Posiberry. So Posiberry works so much better. Posiberry also has 2 test prints pre-included. So it has the positron test cube, which will help you ensure that your positron was built properly to handle what we call, full speed. And it has a boron test cube, which is full tilt. So if you really built your positron like precisely, you could go full tilt, which is our, can go faster than an X1C speed. But yeah. Oh, only E6000? Oh, that stuff's fine. I use that all the time. My customers are large enterprises and trying to sell stuff too, so it's a bit different. Oh, there you go. One of these days you'll flash it. Yeah, I recommend it. Once we release the 3.3, we will make the Posiberry the default image that comes with positrons. We're waiting. We're making sure that there's no more refinements. There's no more updates. We want to make sure the ABL that's going to be included with the 3.3 is going to be a significant jump. So we want to make sure, hey, we're going to pre-bake that into the OS, ship it with that, and then everything should be Gucci from then on. When I tuned my V0, it was limited by cooling and flow. Posi solves that. So more burr time. Yeah. Way more burr time. If it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of state right now. I'm kind of in the same boat. I was thinking about if I was to modify... Ooh, G-code transfer running too slow. Uh-oh. So I was thinking about if I wanted to modify my minis in any way, or in any significant capacity, what would I do? And I decided that I don't actually want to. Like, maybe I would swap the nozzle out. I thought about doing Revo. But here's the reason why I'm deciding to not modify the minis at all. I want to keep them stock. And the reason I want to keep them stock is because right now they work. And they work really well. If I modified the minis in any way, shape, or form, I would have to tune them. And then I'd have to make a custom profile. Right now, if I load up Easy Print on my phone, then I can just easily send it to my minis. I don't have to worry about them not being tuned for that. You see the feet that Prusa released some time ago for the mini? No. They released new feet? I didn't see anything about that. Weird that Wi-Fi is acting up on that mini. I have to look into that. And again, I should probably plug it into Ethernet now that that's a thing I can do. It's going to be something we have to do. We have to... Alright, one of these streams, what we'll do is we're going to hardline everything. Additionally, what we have to do is we have this black cable. This needs to stop being on my floor. We need to actually put this up in the ceiling. So we have to do that at some point. I don't know when we're going to do it, but we have to do that at some point. I am tired of it running over it with my chair, but we're going to figure that out at some point. Today, we could do it today. It allows you to put the spool under the mini. Oh, that's neat. Well, I don't have to do that. Here, let me actually... Can I roll this over right now? Can I do that? Is that a thing I am capable of doing without unplugging my minis? I kind of designed this to be able to do this, so hopefully it can. Alright, here we go. It is running over my capture card. That's not good. Why are you on the floor, capture card? You're not supposed to be on the floor. There we go. And you're running that over because someone decided to put stuff underneath this desk before it was ready to have anything placed under it. G-code transfer running too slow. Why, though? Okay, gotta be very careful because I don't want these to unplug while they're printing. But here is the toolbox. Here are my minis. Hey, hello. The fact that I could do this is awesome. So the minis, so there's a bunch of stuff that's on top of this desk right now that we're trying to get rid of. We're trying to put it into, you know, bins, but I don't want to print a new feet system for the mini because right now, look, I got the rep rack here beneath the printer, and that's feeding the minis. I don't have to worry about fitting a filament spool anywhere because the rep rack is the spool holder. So, yeah, works great. I absolutely love this setup. The setup actually works really, really well, and I'm just super happy with it. We're going to go grab an Ethernet cable real quick, and we're going to hook up that mini to Ethernet. So let's do... Because the... Yes, people... Come on. Hop open. There we go. Alright. I hope. Ow. Getting like little stings. The rolling cart with running printers on it looked very much like one of those infomercials selling something. Right? I want to see smaller printers because they look cool, but they're also just so impractical. So, is the mini for everybody? No, it is not. I bought these brand new within the past month because I decided that they were right for me. They are not right for everybody. So the reason I bought these is because I had a few days where these machines were running full tilt and I had nothing to print on aside from my positron, which, yeah, my positron's a good fit, but I want a machine that I can just connect, not have to worry about a damn thing, and will just work. So that's why I decided on the minis, because the minis are tuned really well out the gate. you don't have to really do much. And since they are just out the gate functional, they also just work. They are a proven little machine that just works. Additionally, they perfectly fit on this little cart that I built. Just 1 second, I need to go to network here. And then go Ethernet. Active interface Ethernet. There we go. Yeah. I believe LDO is releasing some new build plates, and I'm actually testing one right here. The Cool Rock plate. I feel like there was a missed opportunity here. If I was in charge of marketing, I would have oh, why is Prusa Connect erroring? Weird. I would have called it BlackRock. BlackRock just sounds so cool. And I'm a little upsetty that they didn't call it BlackRock. Okay, resume. BlackRock is trademarked? Really? Who's it trademarked by? It's trademarked under, like, Okay, hold on. Hold on. So, trademarks are interesting. So, there may be a BlackRock company, but do they make build plates? Do they make 3D printing accessories? That's the important question. If they make build plates and 3D printing accessories, then yeah, you can't use BlackRock. But if they don't, then you can use BlackRock. It's the same thing as Apex. I want you to look up Apex fencing, Apex anything. Just Apex insert company thing. And they all just go by Apex. They don't go by, like, the whole thing. So, okay, if it's just an investment company, you could probably use BlackRock. Because, again, your trademark only applies to the trade of which you're in. So you can't create another investment company called BlackRock. That's where the trademark comes into. So if you tried to make another company that was a finance investment company called BlackRock, that's your problem. But if you made a product and you called it BlackRock, you'd be totally fine doing that. Fun fact, BlackRock in terms of video game is, a term owned by Intercept Games? Yes, Intercept Games with Control. Because when the BlackRock, that's something in the game. You can use the term BlackRock to describe a product or service that isn't related to that BlackRock investment company and be fine. That's the fun part about, trademarks. The reason why we're not calling one of our next printers, Megatron, is because there's a trademark for Megatron in 3D printers. If there wasn't, we could use Megatron. Even though that is a trademark, or generally considered a trademark, of Transformers. Yeah. To be fair, yeah, don't F with the company that makes infinity money, and yeah. But that's a little fun fact about trademark law that maybe not everybody knows. I had to become very, very familiar with that when I filed a few trademarks, including Positron. All right, we are going to restart this print because there seems to be a bug. Okay, I gotta let this the Cool Rock cool. I will take this off though. I don't know what LDO is using to coat that, but apparently it's supposed to be able to print at colder temperatures, so it probably has some form of polycarbonate coating. That's what I would have to guess. Time to emulate Game Boy on a posi screen. Yo, you can. Do what you want with your positron. You absolutely can. That is a full-fat CM4 in there. Alright, I'm gonna have to... 1 second, I gotta get behind this to roll it back. We're gonna, yeah. Google shows that BlackRock will sue the shit out of anyone at a local restaurant. Really? That's stupid. I would still tempt it. I don't know. I would still tempt it. I would still tempt fate because I'm insane. I would still tempt fate. But again, you're talking to the guy that decided, hey, let's actually make something out of this whole upside down 3D printing. Your positron will, in fact, run Doom without issue. People have done it. Someone made their boot screen Doom, I think. Which I heavily encourage. Please. Like, someone also made, fucking Evangelion opening, a boot screen. That was amazing. You know, they turn on their posi. However you say that, and I don't speak Japanese. And I really don't want to butcher that any more than I just did, because I feel like I'm gonna make a hate crime! Local 3D printing streamer is charged for a hate crime by attempting to sing... Oh, did I... No! Well... Damn. I knew I shouldn't have been playing jump rope with the power bricks here. Oh, that power brick wasn't plugged all the way in. I have to restart the prints on both machines now. Because I accidentally unplugged it while moving it. I'm gonna design a power supply mount for the 2020 so that the power supplies actually can ride along with everything, so that what just happened doesn't happen again. I'm a dunce. Saw a mod for DeWalt batteries to posi. Yeah, that's a thing. That's essentially how Mitch 3D does it. If only Bruce had a resume on power fail. I don't think the minis don't. I don't think. It's fine. What sucks is that I literally just wiped this file from Prusa Connect, which is why it failed. Oh, I'm a dunce. That's why it failed, because I deleted it from Prusa Connect before it could actually transfer to the printer. Man, guys, I am a smirt. I am an SMART. Oh, I'm so dumb. Did Prusas have very good power? No, they do. The Mark IV, the Mark III, 3.5, I think. XL and all those, they have great power fail detection. The Prusa Mini, I don't believe has it, because that's like an additional thing in the power supply that has it. Essentially, there's a cable that goes from the power supply that's called the power panic cable. And what that does is it sends a signal to the main control board faster than the actual like power drain of the main system. And it tells it cut power immediately. So within the nanoseconds it takes for the power loss to occur, it shuts everything down, and it like has a cache of the G code that gets saved really quick. It is really fast. The Prusa Mini doesn't have that, because that's a feature of the power supply that the Prusa Mini power supply does not have. So, yeah. Yeah. I think BQ released something that, like, allows her power state save thing, I think. I don't know. But, hey, we actually have something that we can work with here. So let's go to the live camera, and let's look at what we have here. So, oh, wow, that is blowing out. Turn down exposure a bit and zoom in. It's my hat. We're working up here today, guys. Right here. This is where we're working. Okay. So, this out of the way. With our on-stream designed keyboard holder. Alright. So, I have an apology to make to Adafruit. I bought these calipers a couple months ago, and I bought them specifically to be calipers that I could kind of like leave on the desk and my lights would recharge them. That's not what happened. What happened was these would never work unless I would have a light right up against them. I thought these didn't have a battery. I was wrong. Turns out what I thought was part of the injection molding to just give, I straight up thought this was part of the injection molding to just give a grip. I did not know that that was actually a battery compartment. Just the other day, I kind of was fiddling around with it, popped it out. I was like, oh shit, there's a battery in here. A really thin battery. This is a watch battery, essentially. And I thought, wait, okay, maybe it's just, you know, dead. Maybe we have to charge it up. So I went and I put this in the sunlight to charge up for a day. I came home today and I turned it on, and yeah, it died right away. So the battery was just dead. I replaced it, and it works. I apologize, Adafruit. I thought this was a piece of junk that only worked in sunlight. I was wrong. I was very wrong. This is actually pretty cool, and it is, because it is all plastic, this is my preferred tool whenever I'm working with magnets and I need to measure magnets. My mom was like, why do you have so many calipers? Like, why don't you just have one? And honestly, this is why. This is one of the reasons. So if I were to grab, I don't know where my other calipers are. Here they are. My normal calipers, which these are generic brand. These are USB rechargeable. You know, that I can't measure. That's a difficult thing to measure because it's attracted to the actual calipers themselves. I can measure it, like I can do that, but then as soon as I let go, okay, well now this is just making a liar out of me. That's working perfectly. Anyway. Yeah. F me, I guess. Anyway, these don't get attracted. So I could use these to very easily measure, without complication, the diameter of the magnet. Anyway, so with that, I found out that the standard hole for, I apparently bought the standard diameter for Gridfinity magnets, and so let's test these out real quick. Let's see if this design I have actually is good. Damascus, what's up? But magnets, how do they work? They're everywhere, man. They're everywhere. Okay, well, there we go. Well, that worked really well, actually. And then I can just push it out if I ever have to. Right? That's what that's for, right? Yeah, look at that. Okay. Cool. All right, so let's. I have a Gridfinity thing here. Okay, so they go like that. Let's go ahead and add these in. Never understood the draw of magnets. I guess I'm not finishing that sentence. No, I'm not finishing that sentence. You know what you did. You know what you did. Oop. I prefer calipers that are non-magnetic. Stainless with auto off. Yeah. Yeah. I can agree on that. All right, so there we go. Those are in. So this is actually the first time I'm doing Gridfinity with magnets. Honestly, it's the first time I'm properly going into Gridfinity. So I'm looking forward to this. But now... Oh, that's good. Oh, that's really good. That actually has some good force behind it. And the reason we're testing this is I want to make sure that these are just press fit into the plastic. These are not glued in place. I want to make sure I didn't have to glue them in place because I would really rather not glue them in place. Yeah, these are perfect. I'm definitely doing this. So especially since these drawers are kind of designed to come out, I want to actually have them magnetic so that I don't have to worry about, you know, bumping into something and losing all my Gridfinity tiles. That's awesome. That's good. That's some good shit right there. Now, these Gridfinity drawers are actually from... Where are they from? They are from... Gridfinity Generator from Perplexing Labs. So if you need a system that can generate some Gridfinity drawers for you, check them out. Oh, I have something in my pocket. Oh, yeah, that's trash. All right, we got to move back to large me. It me, Gritty. Haven't had a Gritty joke in a while. Had to meet a quota there. All right, let's load up some Overture. I'm trying to just get rid of this stuff, man. This is not high quality stuff. This is bottom of the bin. And back before I worked for Printed Solid, very what's it called? I was very mindful about the cost of material. So I would buy the Overture stuff. I used it for all my stuff, essentially. I'm going to swap over to standard build plate. Damage this build plate. Or the minerals in Overture is leaving a lot of stuff behind on the these cool plates, so I don't want to be using them on that anymore. So we're gonna move back. Smooth PEI. Yeah, all my printers are going full tilt right now, or not all of them. These two aren't, but let's do some hunting, shall we? So I have, let me pull out a new browser here. The noise. Okay. Let's look at some stuff, shall we? So let's go to screen cap. And let's look for, where is it? There we go. All right. We're gonna look for some cool stuff to print, especially wall stencils. I wanna print stuff from a wall. So this is what we're gonna be making. this is the James Webb Telescope model I was talking about. If you guys are curious, I'm going to have a collection in my printables that has everything that I'm essentially putting up on my walls. So I will go through and show you guys what I've printed so far. Fun fact about printables, if you go here, you can actually see all the things that you've downloaded recently. So let me make sure that all this is added to wall art. There we go. Okay. So if you guys subscribe to me on printables, you'll actually be able to follow along with what I do. And I have a collection of wall art here. These are all stuff that I want to print. So right now, I don't have a light switch, but I want to print this because it looks so cute. And because, hey, dragon stuff. I'm a dragon. But my namesake is literally dragon. This, I have to. I have to. I just don't know what color to put as the base layer. I have no idea what to put as the base layer. So let's see here. I have yellow. I have like a danger yellow that we could use. But it's old. It is old yellow. It is not. It's probably gonna be a pain in the butt to print with. I have a neon orange, but that's ABS, so that's not gonna work. I could make this out of ABS, but like that's just for something like this, it feels a little silly to do it out of ABS. Let's see, PLA. What do I have? I have white, but white doesn't really work. It's all right, Poity. I screwed up today. I started the stream as unlisted, so nobody got a notification that I was streaming. Nobody. So it's okay. Totally fine. All right. I have a blue. I mean, we could do orange. We could just do orange. You guys want to go with orange? I think orange would actually work really well. Orange and Galaxy. Yeah, let's do Prusa colors. What are we doing? What are we doing? Prusa colors. I got so much orange. All right. So where is my orange PLA? Is that you? Yeah. Ooh, I don't have a lot of this left. Yellowbird? I don't have Yellowbird. I have Electric Lemonade. I have a transition Electric Lemonade that looks like positron colors. So I'm being very, very selective with that color. Yeah, I don't really have a yellow. Yeah. Yellow is a color I don't have much of because I don't use yellow very often. You do have a lot of orange stuff. It will complement. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Let's go ahead and unload this filament. I really need to print or get a new knob for this. Like, really bad. I might grab one from work. Man, I need to find like a place for this chair when I'm not sitting in it. Because it definitely gets in the way. I can't really put it out there because there's just stuff out there, but I'll figure it out. Yeah, we got just a little bit left of PLA orange. I'll have to pick up some more. Oh, I forgot to put these back. Ugh. They could do red. Nah. Okay. We will use Victor. Silver away. Yeah. Do a white background with red letters. I think let's download this real quick. This came back. That sign is amazing. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm looking forward to printing this. All right, let me open up a new Prusa Slicer instance. I have way too many. Let's load up. We're gonna go with orange. Just because I have so little of this orange left, I feel like this is the perfect project to use it on. So we're gonna roll with that. I have a ton of ETG Prusa Orange. I don't have a lot of PLA Prusa Orange. So I want to kind of use up the PLA. Right. So what's cool about this, let's swap over to... There we are. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and, yep, Prusa PLA. We are going to, yep, orange color. Then we're going to center it on the bed. That works. Not necessarily matter the orientation. All right. And now what we're going to do... Oh, there's some overhangs on this? Really? I mean, we could just embody it and just, like, embrace the fact that there's overhangs. Or I could actually add some... We'll add support. I want this to actually turn out really nicely. So we'll just generate support, and it'll just be snug supports. Yeah, there we go. That works. Okay. So we're going to go here, right here, add color change. Then we're going to right click on this. But that's black. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we're doing that. We're doing that. Yeah, yeah, we're doing this. This looks too good to not do. And look at that. It'll be done in an hour and a half. This is perfect for what we're doing. Right, send that to Draugr. Skip the queue. Set ready. Yeah, I'm feeling good about that sign. What was that noise? There's always there's a weird noise going on with one of these printers. I keep forgetting it's just one of my spools. Oh my god. I'm driving myself crazy. Alright, well there we go. Alright, we got that cool sign going. So, very excited for that. Oh, you know what I should do? We're gonna leave this open. I'm gonna reset this. This will be our slicer window for the day. Let me add, so I'm gonna just rename this slicer in my streaming app. Now I think what I'll do... Ooh, that's actually a good idea. Hold on. Okay. So we had a problem last stream, which essentially required that I get rid of... the stream, sadly. So what we're going to do is we are going to use a different browser or just various things to ensure that that doesn't happen again. So we'll use a different browser that is actually not necessarily my preferred browser, but just one that will work. Go. That way I know, hey, don't open things you shouldn't in this browser. That just makes things easier. Window capture. Add new one. I just hate the browser I'm about to use for this. But since it's the only one, it should work. There we go. Gonna drive me crazy. Okay. Vanilla bean is back in stock. I ordered. Yes, nice. Must have just made that like last night. Squeeze that down a bit. There we go. And bring that up a bit. There we go. Much better. That actually fits the screen now. Anyway, so let's go back to collections and wall art. Is that printer starting? Yes, it's cool. All right. So I gotta post my make of some of these. Printables model 11. You are being really weird about not saying what the model is. I got a 4-4. I got a 4-4 on that one. The link didn't go through. Yeah, links won't work in the chat. All right. Yeah, so we did the fox line silhouette. We did the witch wall art. Let me actually go through. One important thing to do is actually go in and add your makes. So what we're going to do, I'm going to go grab the photo of the make I made for this. Whenever you make something, do everybody solid. Post your makes. Show how it came out. It's a good thing to do, and it just helps the community. Printer warning sign, do not touch. I'll check that out in a second. I've seen those before. Oh, computer is not liking what I'm doing. I've also been really bad about posting my makes. I've been really bad about it. But let's practice good behavior here. Let's do better. So here we go. Drag and drop photo. Preset MK4S. Lines were a bit tricky, but it looks great. All right, and there we go. That just got me some Prusa meters. Now let's go to the other ones. So collections, wall art, do the witch wall art. So let's also post the witch. Hey Lulu, welcome. Yeah, I saw that sticker. Stand back, I built this shit myself. I need those for my positrons. Alright, add make. There we go, publish. Very happy with that. Which I love how, like, that's the orientation that they're posted in. And it looks like I'm the only one that posted their make in that orientation. Which I find really funny. That is funny. Okay. Go back to collections. We got one more to post. Or we got two more to post. Alright, wall art. Space Boozer. I actually really like this one. Makes. Patch. Oh, no. Add make. There we go. Sweet. Print that at 400%. Dude, I'm tempted. Some of these are going to be reprinted on my XL when my XL has time. Because I actually really like them. All right, and then we need the Artemis program logo. And we're going to download that. It. Download that. Save it. And add one. Browse. And we're going to grab the two images just down. There we go. Oh, hold on. They got another one? Where do they have that one? I need that one. Oh, I need to complete the set. Yo. Where's that one? Oh, here we go. Oh, this is MMU though. Oh, okay. This will be... Once I get my MMU back up, we're doing this one. I like that. Oh, I like that a lot. Alright, let's start looking for new stuff. That's all my recent makes, but let's start looking for new stuff. We're gonna do... Yeah, let's look at the last 30 days trending, shall we? We're gonna dummy 13, 250%, super hard to get snapped together. Yeah, that's a tricky one. Oh, I thought that was a sonic screwdriver for a second. I was really excited for a moment. Like, I was really excited thinking that was a sonic screwdriver. That looks cool, though. That is pretty cool. Let's see. Ooh. Oh. I don't have rocks. But that actually, that's a good idea. Do you use double-sided tape to stick these? No, I use a tiny little screw. I use one of these. They're tiny. I can put them in my wall, and they'll never fall down. Okay, hold on. I got a few corners I can put these in. I am tempted. I am very tempted. I got a few corners I can put this in. Ooh, I am tempted. Okay, I'm adding this to wall art. That is a very tempt. That is a very tempt. Put my boats up there. Well, that's cool. Great Lakes topography mount. That's pretty cool. No trespassing. We're tired of hiding the bodies. I like that. Ooh, hold up. Okay, that's pretty neat, but alright. I like the idea of doing a hexagon wall pattern, but it gotta be just right. My dude, that's not wall art. That's That's storage. Oh, that's cute though. That's funny. That's funny. Stand closer to the plate. I really, man, I just realized something. I really hope that these models are appropriately marked as NSFW if we stumble upon any that are NSFW. I beg that they are appropriately marked. I'm trying to figure out the wiring for that hex. Yeah, it's interesting. It would really suck if I had to unlist another stream. That would suck. I am Groot. Warning, pet at your own risk. Side effects may include extreme joy. I don't like it. I remember someone at one of the Rep Fests was handing out little tiny 3D printed joy. It's like, yeah, I'm handing out joy. And I'm like, this is awesome. I'll have to admit, I threw it out like as soon as the day was over. I really liked what he was going for. Like, super chill. Loved it. It was neat. It wasn't for me. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, but this... I know that this is probably some kid's project. Yeah. That's cute, kid. That's cute. Very difficult to print, but good job. I love the button. I love that the button is just a dodecahedron on a dome. That's funny. I'm sorry. This brings me a little bit of joy. uh. Oh, the dueling. Oh, two dragons of love. I thought they were dueling dragons. All right, context. That's important. A lot of these crows, pretty cool. What I'm worried about, I'm admittedly worried about like AI stuff popping up in here. Like, I'm not saying this guy uses AI. Considering he has a model that looks like he made, I'm going to presume that he didn't. I'm not assuming. This person might be legit. I'm just... Alright, made with Illustrator and Fusion 360. Okay. I'm gonna be real, dude. I'm skeptical. Like, this all looks cool, but... Oh, drawers are currently in progress. I'll be showing them off more when it's done. Alright, I'm going to assume that this guy isn't just full AI. Oh. Oh, I was already back to what we were looking at. Never mind. Alright. Let's go back to the top here. Let's look at... I want to see makes. That's a good. Let's do past 9 days. How many makes have been posted? some of these are pretty cool. Some of these are pretty cool. Some things I just would never do. Like, I think the low poly world map is really awesome. I personally would not do that. I'm not a geography nerd. Not saying that being a fan of geography is bad. That's actually pretty fire if you are a geography nerd, but it's not my cup of tea. Watch out for zombies. Sorry. Kevin, this is wall art. What are you doing here, buddy? What are you doing here? Stabilizing end caps? That's pretty cool. Good. Old man tree face decorate. That's kind of funny. I like that. Oh, that's kind of genius. Yo, that's awesome, actually. How does that work? Hold up, how does this work? Okay, so there's a spot for a magnet. Where's that a towel? How does this work? How does this work? Hold on, I need to know. Oh yeah, okay, connectors. Okay, I see how it works. Yeah, okay. That's cool. That's cool. Okay, I like that. I won't be printing it because I'm not like into piano. Even though I used to play piano. But that is cool. Vinyl record melting, that's... Ooh, I should probably do that. Maybe. Cross-threading's just free Loctite, guys. Remember that. I would know a thing or two about Loctite. I would know a thing or two. Yo, Pavati, what's up, friendo? Welcome. Beer, it's not the answer. Beer's the question. The answer is yes. I don't drink beer. That's going to be a no for me, Chief. I'm trying to think what... Ooh. Ooh. N64 controller. I like it. Luckily, cross-threading is not free. It's not free red Loctite. Yeah, you can typically undo cross-threading. Typically. Okay. Okay, yo. The wall plaques. One Raz, what's up? Hello, Steven. How's it going? Alright, this is definitely going in wall art. We're definitely printing this at some point. Definitely. That is without a doubt going up on the wall. These are cool. So here's the reason why I don't see myself doing these. It's because my lighting system is... It's all tied into Philips Hue. So I would have to figure out a way to tie into Philips Hue for me to do something like that. That's how I'd have to figure that out. Ooh. Oh, but something like this for my headset, that'd be cool. Doesn't Hue do LED strips? I think they do, but they're like absorbently expensive. Yeah, for 33 feet, it's $135. So if I could get the control box, if I could get the control box and splice my own into there, then I could use it. Hey, Wooded Dragon, thank you for subscribing. Do appreciate it. Okay, where? Okay, so a gradient light strip extension is for 40 inches is $70. Bro, what? Dude. How? How? Okay. So it looks like the Philips Hue control box. I'm looking at it right now. It looks like that. Okay, I can get that for $70, it looks like. That is insane. Okay, so I can get Hue for $70. Yeah, that's the problem with like trying. So I chose to go Hue a while back, because their bulbs are just good and the surface is just good. I could mix and match and just use Google Home to control everything, but I don't really want to do that. I want everything to work within Hue itself. So I can probably look up friends of Hue or something like that and see what I can find, but yeah. All right. Oh, yo, that was cool. Wick Central, what's up? Hey, I didn't say Wiki. And I don't want to do Hue Forge because I don't really have. Yeah, I know Hue works for Google Home. That's one of the ways I do automations is with Google Home. I have a lot of environments that are in Philips Hue, like for example, what I started the stream with. So, like Galaxy, for example, I red as hell right now, but I can go to Hull, which is much nicer. This is a nice one that keeps me actually well lit. It's more of a blue hue on my face, but it makes the background a little bit more dynamic. So Hue has a handful of these really fun pre-built environments that I really like, and I really like to keep with them. Admittedly, I had Nanoleaf. I had those Nanoleaf triangle tiles, and those were pretty cool, but the fact that they did not integrate well with the rest of my lighting, honestly, that has me like really iffy about using other solutions. So blame Nanoleaf. And Home Assistant, I've thought about it. I have a server rack that I could spin up Home Assistant in, but they're old servers, and I don't think it's worth the electrical costs of those servers to get Home Assistant running. Sitting in a hot tub in my shit hotel in a one-horse town, South Dakota for work. Oh, man. Well, I'm glad we can chill. I'm sorry. I know this is AI. Is it? They don't. Come on. Yeah, that's AI. It's a shame because it's funny. I really there has to be disclosure on like what is AI generated, what is not. There has to be. Like that needs to be a thing. Because like some of this is cool, but like come on. Be honest with what's AI generated, what's not. Just be honest. Don't try and pass it off as your own work. Done making pens for tonight. Nice. There should be disclosure options. Absolutely. Like, okay. There is a song I started listening to, and it came into my feed naturally. So it came into my feed on a radio playlist. So I wasn't seeking out, but it was it's called Meta Magic and Pact Magic. So they are D&D inspired songs. I talked about this the other day. But no, Mama Nomad, the desk is not finished. We are still printing the stuff to put the stuff on the desk away. We are printing little bins to actually store everything, but they take some time. Speaking of time, that's still going. Okay. So right now we're just looking at stuff for my wall. Anyway, the song's really good, but it's AI generated. And in the description of the song, it's like, oh, human made, and it's like, okay, what part did you make it, buddy? Like, you're clearly using AI to make the animated portion of the video, because it's still frame images that are kind of like weirdly animated, like 100%. There is clearly the vocals are AI generated, and so is the soundtrack. So it's like, what did you make? What part of this did you make? And you were releasing these once a week. That is not a pace that normal artists can easily maintain for as long as they were doing it without burnout. So it's like, clearly they're using AI in almost every step. And mind you, that's fine. If you're using AI in almost every step of your creative process, that's whatever. Just tell us. Don't try and pass it off as like it is human made, because sorry, I gotta get a little ranty. Art is something that has a process of creativity, and that applies to image art, that applies to music art, that applies to anything that is considered artistic. There is intent. Art is created with intent for the most part. There is art that can be made without intent, but for the most part, art is deliberate. That's typically how I see it. AI generated stuff doesn't necessarily count as art, because while it is intentionally made, it's not made with intent. There isn't specific, like, okay, a friend of mine was drawing art for a character that I created, and I said to them, hey, I don't really like how like the ribs are showing, because it kind of makes them look anorexic. And they responded, well, if you're going for this kind of figure, you can't avoid having the rib cage not show. And I said, oh, you're right, because of the anatomy of the character would cause it to show. And like there was that explanation. With AI, you don't get that. With AI, it is just you feed it all of the keywords. This is how AI works. You give it a set of images and you apply tags to every image. And what you're doing is you're saying this image has this. And then you're telling it this image has this. It doesn't know what those two images actually have. If you tell it that both those images have a dog in it, it doesn't know what the hell a dog is. But what it's going to realize is that there's similar patterns that both of these images have, and both of these images have the tag dog in it. And so it's going to start to generate something that it assembles from all of these tags that say dog. It doesn't know what a dog is. If you ask it to generate something, it doesn't know what it's doing. What it is doing is it is pulling from all the image sets that have similar tags and are then blending them together. It's not creating. It is blending. That's what AI is doing. AI is not creating, generating, or being original. It is not original art. It is blended art. And it's not even art because of that. It is literally just blending images together. That's all it's doing. It is not from scratch generating something necessarily unique. It is just blending it. Mind you, it may generate an image that has not been seen before. That could be true. But it cannot do it without human input. If you do not train an AI on image sets, you cannot have it create art. Or at least you cannot have it create an image set of what you may perceive to be art. With humans, we can create art without knowing what art is. We can draw a human being without feeding it images of human beings. So, what's the one? There's the one mythic, or it's from like ancient Greece. It's where you have three guys chained up in a cave for their entire life, and they're looking at the wall of the cave, and all they know of the world is from shadows projected onto the wall of the cave. I forget what it's called, but in essence, that is what AI is doing. AI is the chained individual in the cave, and all they know of the world is what we are projecting onto the wall. AI cannot at this time make its own interpretations, and that's key. If I look at a horse, I can then interpret that horse in my own way, and when I go to create it in my own style, I have choices and decisions as to why I make it that way. I am not necessarily saying, I've seen 1,000 images of a horse, and I'm going to spit out something like those 1,000 images. And I'm not then saying, rather, AI is going to make a generalized image. So if you ask it to make it a generalized image in the sort of style, it's going to make a generalized image based off the style that you ask it to make. It's not going to make its own style. It is not going to be unique in that regard. It is going to make a generalized blended style. It's not going to be able to make independent decisions. It's not going to be able to independently say, hey, based off the anatomy of what the goal is, this is like, it doesn't. When an artist is traditionally trained, they learn on the anatomy of the human body, how the musculature, the skeleture, how all of that comes together to create the form of a person. And that affects how, when you draw a person, like, how do you draw, like, what is an appropriate, body shape, what is an appropriate skeletal structure, etc. All of these things that are important to actually making what is understood to be a person. Now, if you decide to be stylized with it, that can be thrown out the window to some degree. But again, if we go back to my friend who drew D&D character portrait, I described the character as a thin individual, a thin and lean individual, because they are an adventurer. And so, yeah, their rib cage is somewhat showing because that's what I described to them, and it's because how the anatomy would be portrayed through that character. There was intent and understanding of the world beyond just what the image was meant to represent. So, all in all, yes, I wish that people who used AI to create their works of art would flag that so that I could filter it out. Nothing against them, I just don't want that. That's all. But a really long roundabout way of explaining why I don't want to be part of this AI consumption trends right now. Yeah. I hope my insight on all that is in some way, shape, or form helpful. And my brother's flying over Russia. Hope he farts. I don't know. Like, just Slava Ukraina. You all know how I feel about it again. For context, my brother is going on a trip to Japan, and I'm very jealous of him. Ooh, Stargate Cornerstone. That's cool. Back to looking for cool stuff to print. Hold on, does stuff stop? No. That still has an hour to go. Still plenty of filament on the spool. Let's see. What? 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 Oh, okay. I read this completely differently. I read this as Netamoto Sunshield arm from brick wall. And I'm sitting here like, I'm sorry, that sounds like an anime. That doesn't look like an anime. No, it's literally it's a sun shield arm for a brick wall. That's not art, friend. That's utility. I read that so wrong. How did my brain process that incorrectly like that, dude? This is funny. If I was a car guy, I would print this. I would print this if I was a car guy. I like that. I really like that. I need to do the portal at some point as well. Did you already do the filament giveaway, or I'm being dense, can't find the link? No, not yet. So 10:30 Eastern is when we post the link. And then we typically do the giveaway around 11 o'clock. So in about 30 minutes, we'll be posting the link to the giveaway. There's not that many stencils that really like sing to me. Let's look at things. Let's not restrict ourselves to just one platform, shall we? All right. Oh, let me turn this off for a second so I can actually sign in. Hi, Callie. Hello. I see you down there. Oh, hi, Callie. Hello. All right, here we go. Lord, oh, can you not? Hello. Is there a dark mode? I don't think there. No, there isn't. Have a good night, Mama Nomad. Hello, Callie. I want to try the V2 extruder. What extra BOM does it use? It uses all the same stuff in the kit. You just need the longer screws that you should have spares of. But it should be using the material that's still in the BOM. So you should have it with your LDO kit already. Hi, Callie. Hello. Ooh, this is cool. Ooh, I really like this. I don't really like the flowers, though. That's a maybe. Oh, hello. Hi. You choose some pretty interesting moments to hop up here. Like, very specifically when I'm definitely looking at things on my computer. Yep, hello. Hello. Shadow box, maybe? No. Other? Yeah, there's some cool stuff. It's interesting that this doesn't have like a wall art section. That's just need more testing. No, it's the V2 extruder is very good. Okay, Callie, going down. The V2 extruder works just fine. We just have not created instructions on how to assemble it, admittedly. The V2 extruder is the current main extruder for the positron. We just, again, actually need to write instructions on how to assemble it. For now, you just look at the CAD. It's a pretty straightforward assembly. Like, if you look at it, if you print it all out, you'll figure out how it goes together pretty quickly. It's pretty self-explanatory. We just really need to sit down and write the instructions, and none of us can be bothered to do that right now. I want to say we're too busy. I'm looking at stuff right now. I'm not. I could be working on that. But Yeah, I'll follow the V1 manual because it looks very similar. Yeah, it's very similar. Just look at the CAD, double check the CAD. The CAD will tell you like where to put heat set inserts and whatnot. That's my recommendation. Man, Thangs doesn't really have all too much. All right, so let's go back to the top of printables. Wow, we really scrolled down. All right, let's check out sort by makes by all time. So most popular things ever made. Ooh. Not that I need these anymore. These are actually, ooh. Okay, I'm gonna be real. One of the things I love, especially doing with you guys, is finding cool shit like this. So I'm gonna add this to just my stuff folder. This is cool. I like that. What's cool is that, you know, since we're going on this little adventure together, if you find something you like, you can actually just search the title of what we found. I think that's nice. All right, I'm gonna need to print these. So I got a lot of photos I gotta print, so in stuff it goes. This is something I want to do, but I don't have the right gray. I really want to do this, but I don't have the right gray. But also, it does look really pixelated. Yeah, those are kind of low res. Maybe one day. I really want to print out a Artemis rocket. That's gonna be a thing that we do. We're gonna print the Artemis rocket out at some point. When? I have no idea. I want to print this out because this looks so cool. But look how thin that is. That is gonna be so difficult to print. Like, mind you, the Mark IV can do that easy. The Mark IV can easily print that. It is just getting it off the build plate is going to be the hard part. Transparent filament in between. That won't look right. While, yes, we could do that, it just won't look right. Thank you for noticing this new notice. You're noticing it has been noticed, has been noticed. It will be reported to the authorities. That's good. Ooh. All right. Might do that D20. That's pretty cool. Wonder what glow-in-the-dark filament would do when the lights are out. So I have some in here. It doesn't work all that well without sunlight. I would need a UV light, and I don't want to do that. Because if I put a UV light in here, that would degrade all the PLA that's printed in here, as well as whatever PLA is printed or is on my rep rack. So that would be a fast-track way to just destroy filament. So I don't want to do that. Oh, I was thinking of, yeah, maybe. Maybe. I'll think about it. I shall think about it. Oh, yo, I need this. Yep, I need this. What do I want to print it in? I just got a shield. I had the original shield. But it got deprecated. Okay, do I want to print this in PT? No, I don't want to print this. No, this would be printed in PLA. Okay. I am glad I found that because I literally need that now. Where is my step stool? I have to get up there. Unload filament. Where? Oh, there's my step stool. So black and glowing base layer. That would be cool. I do like that idea. That is a pretty cool idea. I shall think about that. Oh, hell yeah, Poity. Sorry, I just looked at Poity's message. Poity's been, So, I convinced Poity to get an XL. If you ever are like, hey man, I don't know if I should get this to me, you're gonna end that conversation getting whatever it is that you said. Don't talk to me about saving money. If you find a good deal on an XL, I'm gonna tell you to get the XL. So Poity found an XL for a really good price, and I convinced him to get it. So far, apparently, he's been very happy with it, which is awesome. But he's been printing an enclosure for it. The same one I have, which it's a good enclosure. If you can afford the Prussian enclosure, I would recommend the Prussian enclosure. But this works just as well. And yeah, he just sent me a picture of it, and it looks really cool. Hell yeah, Poity. No buyer's remorse yet. Not that I think there would ever be buyer's remorse. But that's just me. Okay, right, filament. Rare look at how short Nomad actually is. I am not tall. If that's a spoiler, then you have to be. Yeah, loading filament into Lich is kind of a pain in the butt. That's why I'm looking forward to actually finishing the MMU mod. But that's gonna take time. I just gotta do it at some point. I have proven that my system up here works, so I just have to get it working. I have to order a ton of PTFE tubes to get it done. Steven, I didn't comment. I read minds. Anyway. Purge more. Yeah, the camera position, at least in this position, helps significantly. Whenever I have the monitor pushed back so that I can use more of my desk space, yeah, it doesn't help all too much. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. So if you haven't seen this yet, let's try Easy Print real quick. So again, if you haven't seen this, this is Easy Print. I love this. Would it be rude to ask how tall you are? No, I'm 5'2". I am 5'2", like 5'2 and a half. But I jokingly say that anybody that says that they're point whatever, like 5'2 and a half, they are very compensating. But yeah. Jawas are nomads too. Look, I'm perfectly happy with my height. Am I shorter than average? Yeah. Does it kind of suck sometimes? Also, yeah. Is it hard to meet people who are shorter than me? Definitely. But you know what? I find the utilitarian in me being short. I don't bump my head on things, if ever. I fit in every car that I've ever sat in, and I have plenty of legroom on airplanes. I have no regrets. Like, you all complaining about having no legroom on planes, dude, I have all the legroom. I can very comfortably sit with like 2 backpacks beneath me on an airplane. No regrets. Anyway, so if you don't know, this is Easy Print. This is new from Prusa, and it is really simple. You go in here and you select which one of your printers you want to print with, and that's it. You can go in here, set support. So obviously we have supports disabled. We have adhesion disabled. You can go in here and select things differently if you want. Very simple. You have your settings here. We're going to go with gyroid because I like gyroid. We don't really need to change any of this. We're going to go with fast because we don't need this to be really detailed. Then you can also select filament here. So, hey, we're going to do black, right? And then let's look. Oh, look at that. Overture black. Check that out. It actually has the profile for us. If we hit preview, we can actually look at this. This is all in browser. That's the coolest part. You can do this from your phone. That's the best part about this, and this is one of the reasons why I've really been moving more towards Versa, aside from me just working from them. Yeah, you can go in here. You can actually like slice this away and double check that it prints well. This is current, or I believe it's still in beta, but I believe it's available soon. It'll be available soon. Yeah, I'm 6'2", looking to buy a car. Did not fit in the one I was looking at. Had to push the seat all the way back. Save an airfare because there's luggage. I love that. I like the idea by like full control of everything. Agreed. This is great for, hey, this is a quick thing that what's the metric? Oh, the metric for that is overhangs. So if it detects an overhang that is greater than 45 degrees, for example, these little holes here, that's when it's going to be like, oh, hey, this is going to be a difficult print. The problem is it doesn't necessarily understand the actual size of that or like the full geometry. So it doesn't know that this is actually something it's going to print just fine. But it's kind of also erring on the side of caution, like, hey, this may have an issue when your printer's going to have no problem whatsoever. So it's mostly just being overly cautious. I don't know if it's any. It is definitely, if there is an overhang that would normally automatically generate a support, it will say there may be support issues, which then just kind of encourages you to actually look at the model. And of course, that can change based off the settings you have in your slicer. All right, yep. Lich is ready to print. Send it. And here's the fun part. So we can go to Prusa Connect. Can I do it from here? No. Let me... So in the app, you could just hop over to Prusa Connect. Let me actually go over there. All right, here we are. And then, of course, we can go over to the camera and watch it. Now, of course, it's this default, you know, one image every 10 seconds. But it's good enough for me to keep an eye on things. So I'm fine with it. Just tried flashing Possyberry with Belina Etcher from like gave me a compression error, so I'll try it. Yeah, download it and then try it again. Belina Etcher, it can be finicky with our file for some reason. I don't know why. Times. All right, I think we're almost at the point of the filament change here. Let's see, remaining time 35 minutes. Cool, so this will be done before the end of the stream. Well, actually, just at the end of the stream, it looks like. Next change in 17 minutes. Okay. So next one change in 17 minutes. But yeah, so I just love Prusa Connect, man. I love Prusa Connect. I love Easy Print. This feature is just so good when I don't want to be bothered downloading the file. I mean, you just can't complain. You really just can't complain. I mean, you can. There's improvements. There's improvements. But the fact that what I love about it. So, okay, with competitors, you can print from your phone, but that is because they force people when they upload their models to their platform. They force people to upload sliced files, so actual 3MFs that can slice in the cloud. You can't control the settings. Your settings on that is just as good as if you click on this and, you know, select the G-code file. So you're not going to actually get what you want to print. You are going to get what is determined to be best for you, despite what it is you know to be best for your printer. That's why I like Easy Print. With Easy Print, I can go in and I can set a ton of these settings to be whatever I want. You can go in here and show all your other profiles that you can do. So, hey, 2.8mm drafts, let me go ahead and do 25% info. Let me show you something that I love. Okay, I'll use this as an example. So here's a trick that I typically use if I want to save on Filament, especially if it's something flat and functional. This is something I do to save on Filament, and this is something you can do in Easy Print. So I go in here, I set top and bottom layers to 0. And I'll typically set it, if I do that, to honeycomb. And let's say infill at 25%. The fact that I can do this in the web, which is, to me, not something that is, like, normally thought about. Look at that. Look at that. There is now just a grid pattern at the bottom of this, and I use slightly less filament. I use slightly less filament doing this because there's no top and bottom layers, which does take up a decent amount of filament. If you don't need a top and bottom layer, and you just need this for whatever, you can just do this. Let me show you an example. So if we go to the Gen 2 hardware for Jawari drawers, right? So these guys are pretty important. You need these so the drawers don't just fall out when you pull on them. If we open these up in Easy Print, and we go ahead and hit preview. So we're going to say PTG, continue. All right, so that's 2 grams of filament, right? 10-minute print. Simple print, very quick. If we go into here, we set 0, 0. We do gyroid at 25%, or not gyroid, honeycomb. And we're gonna set this to fast. Right? Simple change, very simple change. That cuts the filament in half. That is now 2 grams of filament, and it prints in half the time. Now, imagine printing a whole bed of these. You just completely cut your print time in half and cut your overall in half by removing the top and bottom layers. And it's completely functional. This is a very simple trick to do, and the fact that I can do this in browser makes me really happy because I can so easily save on filament. Yeah, I mean, I think in a previous stream, I actually went over technically how this works, which is pretty interesting. I believe it's using Processor CLI in order to do all of its calculations. And what you're doing is you're essentially setting parameters that it can change in those slicer profiles that exist. So that's how I believe it's doing it. I mean, yeah, Easy Print is awesome because you can run it on a 5-year-old Chromebook or a 10-year-old Chromebook. That's a major boon to it. Yeah, I love that I can do this and I can just send it to the printers. And additionally, the method for so I can go in here, clone. This is satisfying as all hell. And using those settings that we created earlier. I love sending a print to the MK4 from the white throat. Dude, it's one of the best parts. Yeah. Look at this. Only an hour. Print all these. And only 23 grams of filament. That's so little. It's such a small amount of filament because we took off the top and bottom layers. Watch what happens if we put this back. So if we do 4 and 4, which is a standard, normally it's like 5 and 4 or something like that. Again, I used 10 grams of filament before. 40 grams of filament. That quadrupled the amount of filament we're using. This is why I love Easy Print. It just makes things so much easy. When you have a simple file that you want to print and you don't want to, go in and, open up a slicer, it just makes it so much easier. Especially when you're looking up stuff on your phone, you could just be like, oh, hey, I want to print that. Do I want to download it? Nah, I'll just hit this button. And I'll get it all figured out. This is how I printed some of the stencils I have hanging up in my other room right now. I just figured it out in Easy Print, and I just sent it to the printers. And it was no problem whatsoever. It just worked exactly the way I wanted it to. Hey, guys, guess what? It's about to be 10:30. Let me go ahead and get that giveaway link going. All right. Making sure that people can respond to this. There we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get a chance to win some Jesse filament, go ahead and hop into that link that I just posted. Submit all your information, and we'll do a drawing in about 30 minutes here. Just looking at a bunch of other stuff to possibly print. Ooh, yes, 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 yes. Massive yes, we are printing this. That is getting printed. I love Stray so much. Stray, if you have not played Stray, do yourself a favor, go play Stray. If you played Stray already, go play it again. Stray is such a good game. Oh, yo, Cosmic DJ? Word. Fun fact, I used to be a DJ, so this appeals to me. I miss games, right? Okay, hold up. I need a Hollow Knight. I need a little Hollow Knight guy. Just look at this guy. I need a little guy. I need a little guy. I need a... This is fun. I'm having fun. Are you having fun, chat? I think just browsing through printables with chat is actually a pretty enjoyable experience. He's just a little guy. He's just a little guy. Sometimes you just need a little guy. Yeah, we restocked a few. We restocked a few. Printed version of doom scrolling. It is. It is absolutely doom scrolling. Oh. Oh, but... Okay. Guys. Guys. We have to. We have to. Yeah, we have to. We have to. That's going to go on this wall somewhere. Where? I have no idea. Somewhere. Print with bamboo lab filament. Oh, oh no. No, I can't do that, chat. I can't. I'll print it with Jesse. I'll print it with Jesse. Oh, that'd be funny. That'd be so funny. Oh, man. The Joker Evil Edition. When is the Joker not evil? I know in a few comics he's good, but... Breaking news, water is wet! Where's the positron wall art? It's already up here! Yeah, you can't see it right now, but there's already a big positron thing up there. I should probably post the positron stencil so people can print it out, though. I should probably do that. At some point, I will. The Joker AI edition. Yeah. I wasn't going to say anything. But yeah. Hey, I'll just had to drop in and say hi and smash the like button. Hey, just push print. Thank you. And hey, yeah, if you've been enjoying today's stream, please go ahead and get drop in the like button. I do appreciate you guys so much. It's fun hanging out with you guys, especially when I don't have anything planned or we're just kind of dicking about. Always fun to be had. Why are you licking a rose? Why? I just won't question it that much. Like, this is cool. But, like... Maybe. You don't rose lick? No, I don't. Nah, man, not me. 3D Printopia, hell yeah. as a preview. Ugh. Sorry. My SS nozzles have lasted. Wait, just notice that Posy comes with a nickel-plated brass copper for. Yeah, but how abrasive resistance compared to SS and hardened? Nickel-plated copper is abrasive resistant. We have not done long-term testing, but we have printed carbon fiber filament with no problem. How many shifts are making filament print solid? One. Just one. We're hiring. If you wanna, if you live in the Delaware area, and you want to help make filament over at Printed Solid, we are hiring. Like, please come join the family. Making a sign that says we call 811, not 911. Wait, what is 811? What's that? Make Cali wall art? Ooh. Well, I got a few cat ones I want to do, which would be like Cali related. Oh, call before you dig. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, should we silk song my room? Wasn't there an update about Silk Song? Like, is it actually coming out, or is that still a myth? Is Silk Song still a myth? It's coming out this year, according to Nintendo. According to Nintendo? Isn't it a Microsoft studio? Hold up, what? I have several questions. Nanoleaf replica. There's so many of these Nanoleaf replicas, and I'm tempted. I'm so tempted. Tempted. It showed like 3 seconds on Nintendo Direct saying 2025. I haven't beat the original. I know I need to. But it's a little challenging. It's a little hard. It requires a lot of time, and sitting down to play a game for an extended period of time like that, it's a bit tricky. It's admittedly a bit tricky. Oh yeah, even more if you want the other. Yeah, I'd be fine with just one ending. I am that kind of person that's like totally fine with just one ending. That's just me. Like, I played Fallout 4. I got the I got the what is it? Actually, I got 2 endings in Fallout 4. I did revert my save and do 2 of the endings, but I really didn't put too much effort into it, admittedly. I got the Institute, and I think I got, what is it? Brotherhood of Steel ending. And that was kind of it. And even more if you stop playing. Yeah. Yeah, so that's my problem with what's it called? The Witcher. Oop. How to do film as well. So I love The Witcher. I've been playing The Witcher for a while. But I stopped playing it for like 2, or actually I haven't played. I play it for so long that by the time I get back to it, my save file is gone, or like I accidentally deleted it, or I just don't remember where I left off entirely. And so as a result, I start the game over. I've not left the beginning, like the first map area. Like, I get to the point where you go to that castle and you have to like get dressed up and be all like fancy and stuff. And then I just and then I don't continue. But I've never like fully played The Witcher 3 appropriately, and I really need to because I love The Witcher. The Witcher is such a good game. Sorry, we're changing Filament here. Yep, looks good to me. That's how I am in Destiny. I get to a point, hours into the game, I go to bed, wake up, and I can't figure out. Yeah, right? Dude, I couldn't. I want to try MMOs. I can't. I just can't, man. Because of that, like, time investment needed to really get into it. I just can't. I am trying to get into, I'm trying to get into what's called, I'm trying to get into Oblivion. The Oblivion remake is actually kind of fun. I only got through the starting area, but I'm enjoying it. So I'm hoping it continues to be good. Really hoping. Sir, how many mice do you need? But oh, how many mice do you need? Aight. Ooh, that's cool. That's cool. Hardcore gamer. Look, all I need is a trackball mouse. I finally joined r/trackball. I feel pretty proud of myself. I feel pretty good about that. I feel like I made appropriate life decisions. Get the unicorn light switch. I don't have a light switch. I don't even have that type of light switch. I'm starting to realize hexagon storage wall is pretty popular. I like the Legos wall. Yeah, I like that too, really. Hey, speaking of Oblivion. Alright, let's go back to the top. Let's do 2D plates and logos. Let's see what's in here. Oh, man. Yeah. Alright, let's close out some of these, because I already added these to my collection. Yeah, we're doing this. Especially in Galaxy Black. Yeah, we're doing that. We're absolutely doing that in Galaxy Black. That's funny. It's true and terrifying, but funny. I feel glass fiber on the NASA. Yeah, but eh. We had those stickers at work. Nice. Looks like something Chris Bowden would have. Yeah, probably. I briefly worked for Chris Bowden. I stepped away because I was way too busy with work. Wait, I already have NASA though. This one looks like it's gonna be easier to print than. Wait, are you a separate But no, you're not. Okay. Guys, lipstick red. And that one actually that just won. No, I think this one's better. I think this one's better. Well, yeah, this one, sure, I'll give it that. But if there's no spacing between the letters, that's the problem. So let me actually look up the NASA worm logo. Uh-oh. What button did I hit? I hit a button. I don't know what button to hit. Uh-oh. What button did I press? How did I get into that mode? What? It's like, okay, sorry, my browser just did a weird thing. Yeah, show address bar. It's like it's in full screen mode, but it's not. What the hell? I'm gonna close that. And hopefully it didn't happen to all my other... Okay, no, it didn't. That was weird. That was really weird. Anyway. So, NASA worm logo. Alright, so we look at the actual NASA worm logo. It has that spacing. What happens when you have 1,000 tabs? Yeah, essentially. All right, so it has that spacing, which means this one is the better one. So I'm going to yoink, yoink. I like what you did, friend, but I used likes as a way of categorizing things. All right, this one, going to wall art, giving that a like. We're going to do it in proper lipstick red, so we have NASA red. The appropriate way to do it. Oh, man. I need to do that, too. Do the connecting layers in wall color. I think I'm going to do the connect... Okay. I think I'm going to do connecting layers in Galaxy Black. Gotta download source, man. Yeah, right? I want to print a handful of those, but have them, like, clipped into one another, because I feel like that's appropriate. No way. Did someone really... No way. Oh my god. It really is all of them. No smoking. Flammable. No matches. No matches. No walking. No water. Oh my god. It really is all of them. That's amazing. Oh, these are cute. Fun fact, I used to have my SSID named Error. Then when I had some cheesy weather device would not connect. Went around and around with support for a week till they said try changing SSID name. That's funny. Yeah, I'm tempted to do that. I just don't use keychains because I don't have keys. Yeah, trust me, I'm an engineer. That's definitely getting printed. Oh my god, more ISO warnings. I love it. If I were having an attack cat, my Charlie cat showed up in a UPS delivery confirmation photo Saturday. Imagine getting a whole printer cat and adding it to a slicer as a bed model. Yeah, imagine doing that. I definitely didn't do that with a positron at some point. Hi, Callie. Hello. Yeah, at one point during testing, we just did the entire CAD, and then who is it? Who runs Orca Slicer? Again, I keep forgetting his name. Um, hey, 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 heyo. It's my job. I love how that just like ended up in the stream here. This is perfect. We have such weird models posted on our we have such weird models. Yeah. Callie's attack cat, just verbal attacks, right? I don't understand why these are all under oh, hello, Callie. What did you just do? Hello. Hi. Yeah, I just love how this popped up. Hi, Callie. Hello. You once again choose some of the best first cat fridge magnets. Oh my god, those are amazing. I want them. I want them. If you see me talking to myself, just move along. We're having a team meeting. That was a crisp meow. Oh, I'm glad you heard her. I just hope it wasn't like too loud. We're having a team meeting. Yeah, I need a tuxedo cat print for Callie. That's what I need. Oh yeah, I found the one that you wanted to show me earlier. Cat pawing. Yeah, it was. Gotta find like one I really like. My Missy, yeah. Cats are cute. Cats are cute. This is the way. Rickroll QR code. Love it. There's so many cool things. So many cool things I want to print. Speaking of, what is our prints back here doing? Well, it looks like, yeah, our sign's about to be done about 3 minutes here, and my my new remote holder. That's wonderful. I'll put the, yeah, that'd be great. That would work if we actually had cell service in this area. We don't really have cell service. And once these prints finish, we'll do the filament giveaway. Ooh, Halo silhouette. Yo, 3D print buddy, what's up? I gotta print that. That's gonna be a definite. All right, let's sort it by trending. I want to see what's trending. IT support. Somebody who does precision guesswork based on unreliable data provided by those questionable knowledge. See also wizard magician. I'm an adult. Love it. Great, tornado watch. At least not a warning. Alright, drove through 3. Oof. Stay safe, friend. Remember, IT means I tried. Yeah, I tried for 10 years. I certainly tried. See. Oh, well, there we go. That's somewhat Cali-like, but not a little, not quite there. It's a tuxedo cap, but it's not Cali tuxedo. Cali is very much like tuxedo. Like, little thing on the nose, that's it. Full tux. Yeah, we all know what that says. We all know what that says. No translation needed. What? Oh, I see. I'm all out of those to give, indeed. Alright. Let's see how it turned out, guys. Oh, this turned out great. This turned out great. Remove the support material. Definitely some snug support material. I added supports. I as much as it would have been funny to let it droop, I did not want to let it droop. I wanted this to succeed because this is a massive overhang. That would have had a significant failure, and funnily enough, that could have caused a larger failure on the print itself. So I just didn't want to risk that. I wanted my print failure sign to succeed. As what's the word? Not ironic, as moronic? Moronic, I think? I don't remember. As no, it's not irony. I don't think it's irony. Maybe it's irony. This is a 3D print fail free zone. Let's see, where does this go? I don't know where to put this. I printed this and I have no idea where to put it. So for now, it's right there. I'll figure out a place for it later. All right, and oh, look at that. The other thing is also finishing literally as we speak. The door. Yeah, the door's not a bad idea, actually. Right in the middle of that purple hex behind you. It's gray, but I can understand why you think it's purple. All right, we'll see if that falls. There we go. Yeah, I'm thinking right there. It's only purplish because of the lighting. It's gray. All right, once this print is done, we'll do the filament giveaway. I think next stream we'll figure out what to do with the internet, which will be fun because we're gonna be streaming while we do it. So we're gonna like probably cause some interruptions in the internet. Will that be fun? Let's see what happens to Nomad's network and whether or not he comes back. That sounds pretty high stakes for a stream. I don't know. In my mind, I feel like that would be enjoyable to watch because everyone's just be like, "Oh, did he die? Did he do it? Did he kill it?" And I come back like 5 seconds later, and they're like, "Oh, nah, he didn't do it." That came out perfectly, as always. Man, Pruses are like cheating, man. My Windows really needs input shaping right now, right? That fits perfect. There we go. Yeah, I just picked up the NVIDIA Shield remote. I gotta get a new TV in there, but all right, ladies and gentlemen, guess what time it is? It's time for Wheel of Names. And this time, I'm not gonna... Oh. I need to get an ad blocker. I will remember to do that, but for now... NVIDIA Shield, I didn't know that was a thing. Yeah, it's been a thing for a while. I love the NVIDIA Shield. I had the original one. Like the original one. But it got outdated. So I have I've got the new one, the cylindrical one. Because I will admit, I have moved to using... My computer is not strong enough to do what's it called? My computer's not strong enough to do video games anymore. So I stream it through the cloud, and honestly, it's actually pretty good. I play Call of Duty, Halo, all of that. I play it through the cloud, and it's responsive. So I'm not upset with it. All right, closing the form. Let's go ahead and get everybody's name in here. We got 29 names. Pop them all in here. Hey, look at that. customize this real quick. We're gonna do a spin time of 30 seconds. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see who wins a spool of Jesse Filament. And spin. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? I wonder who. It could be anyone. It's 29 names in the list. Let's see who wins. Da 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 da. Oh. Ooh. Oh. Are we getting a new winner? Wait. HQ1412, are you here? If you are here, then you've just won a spool of Jesse Filament. Are you here, HQ1412? Hell yeah! Well, congratulations, HQ1412. You have won a spool of Jesse. Let's see what you picked. What did you select, my friend? All right. Ooh, Soul Black Glitter PETG. Nice. That's a good one. I do like Soul Black. Before we end the stream, I'll go ahead and get that worm logo started. Because we'll be essentially using Soul Black. Let me go ahead and get you processed here. So let me open up our storefront. No problem. Happy to offer this. All right, create order. All right, and it's going to be Soul Black Glitter PTG. Yeah, we got 14 available. Nice. All right. Let's see. Have you ordered from us before? No. All right. Just gotta create your account here. Hey, that's the great thing about our streams here. It's easier to win in these streams. There's admittedly a lot fewer people here, and eventually that's gonna change. Let's be real. That's gonna change at some point. Filament stream giveaway. It's gonna change at some point. Yeah, as to become more popular, more mainstream, whatever. Yeah, there's just gonna be more people. First time Jesse. Give extra airheads. We're gonna give you some extra airheads in this box. Why not? All right, and there we go. You should receive an email confirmation. Let me know if you get that. I just want to confirm that you get that. Keep it upside down with airheads. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, just let me know if you get that. Just want to confirm. Awesome. Sweet. But yeah, that's the nice thing about these streams. Because we're still a very small community, it is a lot easier to win the filament giveaways. And it's really nice because this is good filament. When you print with this filament, print with Filament settings, because we use Filament. Like, we use the same resin as Filament and the same colorant and all that. So it's essentially Filament. I print all my Jesse filament with Filament settings, and I have not had a single issue. So enjoy. I'm sure you're gonna like the Soul Black Glitter. Soul Black Glitter is really good. But hey, it is now past 11 o'clock. It's time for me to clock out. Thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. I hope you all had a wonderful time. I know I certainly did. But yeah, tune in on Thursday. We're gonna be doing some networking, and hopefully that will work out. We'll find out. Yeah. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, that the world is chaotic, and as makers, it is our job to keep making things that make the world better. So let's all keep striving to be a positive influence in our community and just help make the world a better place. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you all have a wonderful night. I hope you all had a wonderful Monday, and let's give it to another great week. Have a good night, everybody.